This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. The chip shortage that's crippling global automotive production is getting serious. GM CEO Mary Barra warns the shortage will wipe out $2 billion in profits this year. Reuters reports the Biden administration is in talks with car companies, chip makers, congressional leaders, and allied countries to figure out ways to ramp up production. And President Biden will sign an executive order that will review the supply chains for critical supplies. Meanwhile, Europe is thinking about building its own semiconductor foundry. It's thinking about making advanced 2-nanometer chips that will go into cars, 5G networks, and supercomputers. The EU has a goal of producing 1/5 of the world's microprocessors. But the money to do it could be a stumbling block. The EU is putting a 30 billion euro war chest together, but TSMC, or the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is the leading chip producer, is going to spend $28 billion this year alone. While this problem will get solved, it will not happen fast. Did you know it takes 6 months to make a microprocessor from the very first step to the final product? BMW is delaying production of its iX electric SUV. The company planned to start building the EV at its Dingolfing plant in Germany later this year, but now iX Forums reports that production won't kick off until March of 2022. It's not known if the delay is due to the chip shortage or the pandemic or something else, but either way, this isn't good for BMW.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
The world is changing at an ever-increasing pace. No matter what the mode of transportation, there is always the need for an efficient propulsion system. And that's exactly what BorgWarner has been doing since the earliest days of the automotive industry.
Tesla owners in the U.S. now have more options for charging. EVgo, the largest public fast-charging network in the country, announced it's adding 600 integrated Tesla connectors at its stations this year across the U.S. The locations will also be incorporated into Tesla's navigation system. EVgo's Tesla connectors are capable of providing 100 miles of range in 30 minutes. EVgo is now the only network that has all 3 fast-charging standards, CHAdeMO, CCS, and Tesla, without the need for an adapter. Citroen appears to be trying to move the look of its C3 Aircross more upscale. At least that's how we describe the updated look of the crossover. Designers brought the lighting closer together, added an opening below the grille, and increased the size of the lower air vent. But it's really the combination of the new grille pattern and the paint color that gives it a modern upscale look. The interior sees a few changes as well. It features a new 9-inch center display screen, center console, as well as more storage space. The new C3 Aircross arrives at dealerships this June. Ford CEO Jim Farley is calling on LG Chem and SK Innovation to reach a settlement over LG's claims that SK stole EV battery trade secrets. On Wednesday, the U.S. International Trade Commission ruled in favor of LG and banned SK from importing certain lithium-ion battery components to the U.S. for 10 years with some exceptions. It permitted SK to import parts to its battery factory in Georgia to make packs for the electric F-150 and the Volkswagen ID.4. However, it can only supply Ford for 4 years and VW for 2. After the ruling, Farley tweeted, quote, "A voluntary settlement between these two suppliers is ultimately in the best interests of U.S. manufacturers and workers." LG and SK both declined to comment on Farley's statement. The ITC says its ruling gives Ford and VW time to find another supplier, but clearly, Farley is concerned about the decision.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Borg-Warner, propulsion solutions that support a clean, energy-efficient world. And by SAP Industry Cloud for Automotive.
It should come as little surprise that one of the biggest changes made to the new Nissan Pathfinder is also making its way over to its cousin, the Infiniti QX60. The automaker announced the SUV will no longer come with a CVT and will instead mate its 295 horsepower 3.5-liter V6 engine with a 9-speed automatic transmission. Trying to read between the lines of Infiniti's press release, we think customers must have complained about performance of the CVT from a standing start and while trying to merge or overtake traffic. We wonder as well if the efficiency of the 9-speed rivals the CVT enough that it no longer warranted its use. We'll know soon enough, though. The new QX60 arrives before the year is out. For the first time, Renault is applying its sporty RS line to the Captur. The model features a unique front bumper, grille pattern, rear diffuser, more heavily tinted windows, chrome accents, 18-inch wheels, and special badging. The added sportiness on the interior comes in the form of red accents throughout, aluminum door sills, and a carbon fiber look on the doors and dash. The Captur is available now and comes in gas, LPG, and plug-in hybrid powertrain setups. We had the Lexus GX 460 come through the Autoline garage, and it felt like something of a throwback. Let me explain. While the base price starts around $53,000, the luxury trim line that we drove was priced at over $67,000. And this is an old-school, body-on-frame, V8-powered SUV. While it's been updated and facelifted, the basic structure of the GX has been around for over a decade, and it shows its age. Instead of a big touchscreen in the center of the dashboard, there's all kinds of buttons and switches on the console, on the center stack, on both sides of the steering wheel, and on the steering wheel itself. The engine is extremely loud at startup and under light throttle, and the vehicle feels heavy and ponderous. But the GX also gets a lot of things right. It's very comfortable and roomy. It comes extremely well equipped. The optional 17-speaker Mark Levinson sound system is exquisite, and it comes with a serious array of off-roading equipment. That's a key reason why it's the third best-selling vehicle in the Lexus lineup, right after the RX and NX. Yesterday, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares voiced his support for Chrysler. So we asked you what you do with the brand going forward. Viewers like RML695 and Matthew Douglas are kinda in the same boat as our thinking, that they hope/think Chrysler will get rebadged Peugeots. But then there were several other common theories that people brought up. A lot of you think Chrysler can play in the premium/luxury segment, like Merkur driver who says, quote, "I think Chrysler could rebadge the DS line and compete with Lincoln/Cadillac." Then there's viewers like Hashim Shaz and Levante A who think the brand should stick to people movers. And a number of people voiced their support for the move towards electrification. You know, we really like what you all are bringing to the table and think Chrysler will be a mashup of a lot of these ideas. Rebadge people movers that are more premium/luxurious with an eye towards moving towards electrification. But with that, we wrap up this week's worth of shows. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Wards is the industry leader for news, data, and analysis. That's why companies across the globe subscribe to our premium service, maybe even your own. Log in for subscriber access now. Check your company's intranet for details, and rely on wardsauto.com to keep you informed.